It says live. This is 15 seconds already, but it's not. Hey, YouTube, I'm Brick Smith, and welcome to Forever Sorting with Kevin Aloysius Hinkle.
Hello.
Hello, Hinkle.
How's it been?
I don't know.
Well,
we're going through this the dramatic unraveling of the, is it Copa or Kappa?
I like Kappa.
Kappa it is.
Because and you know why? It's because Dave Pickett on his video, he was like, I don't like Copa because that sounds too much like Copacabana.
Right.
And I don't want to say that. And I was like, all right, I'm down.
Hey, Kappa it is.
Kappa it is. Let's go with Kappa.
That works for me. Over here at the Brooke Smith Pig Bucket Nation, it is now for henceforth known as Kappa.
Kappa.
So
yeah, we talked about just in the last episode. We are everybody. This is so topical you don't even know.
Yeah,
we just discussed it, and so we're right on the heels of that. A week after, to process our thoughts, and things are still not really resolved. They're still just there. But I have noticed outside of the Lego sphere that there is a plethora of YouTubers that have very clickbaity thumbnails, from video games to music players to everything, the whole genre. Yeah. And they're all like this on their table, and it has like giant words saying "I'm done" on the thing, or some guy like going like that, and it's like this channel will be deleted.
You don't get that from Brick Smith.
The end. Like I've been like, just in my recommended feed, like I'm like, wow, okay. So it's like,
okay, so here's this is gonna sound heartless, but those who have put a video out like that I've actually clicked on, I don't mostly click on them because I've had enough.
I've had enough of this.
But there was somebody who, and I'm not naming names, but they were in my feed. And they're like, okay, I'm done. And then I unsubscribed from them.
Oh, all right.
I don't feel like they're doing it to get the attention if they're legitimately quitting. But if they're legitimately quitting, why would I keep subscribed to you?
Sure. I mean, that's fair.
Yeah.
It's totally fair.
It angers me to no end. I refuse to, like, we're talking about it right now, but only the people who watch Forever Sorting know about it.
Right.
It's not going to be in the title. And yeah, it maybe needs to be in some people's titles, but you don't, the despondent look or the I'm done.
Right. Can you take, until we have our proper thumbnail, can you take a screenshot? Let's both do like a really, like, for a moment. All right, there we go. Okay. We got it good. So you can choose that one.
Yeah. I want to make listen. I said that, but I am not trying to offend friends. Joey, I am not talking about you.
Well,
so not is that Joey, but Joey, not Joey. See, you got to get back in the live rooms with us, Kevin.
It's been a while.
Because we now have a new name for somebody. It's Joey, not Joey.
Oh,
right. Brick Trains.
Right.
I'm not talking about y'all. The way y'all did it was tasteful, tactful, correct, and the way it should have been done. No, he says he's done.
Okay.
He's done, but I respect him and the way he went out.
It's funny, not to distract from this tangent, but another tangent.
I love tangents.
Speaking of multiple names in the same setting.
Yeah.
I did my patron stream, my 1 year anniversary, and I came to the realization that I have 4 Davids that are patrons of mine.
Nice.
I have David Guan, David Pagano, David Pickett, and David from Scott's Toys. Nice. I was like, I've got too many Daves. And it didn't quite click until I'm in a patron stream with my patrons there and going, and this one was submitted by Dave.
Wait.
And then this one came from Dave. And here's another one from Dave, everybody. It's just like, wow, there's a lot of Daves. Right. I didn't realize that until they were all like right before my face. I'm like, that's a lot of Daves. So, back to your point about Joey, not Joey, being done.
Yeah. It just he did, like I said, he did it correctly. He did it the right way. He did it. He didn't freak out about it. He just matter of factly talked about it. And I am actually still subscribed to him because my hope is that he keeps going.
Yeah.
Somehow. But
sure.
I don't.
So that,
yeah,
push that aside. The moral of the story, folks, it's still getting chewed through. It's still people are still processing it and or responding in their own videos, or they're looking for solutions or whatever.
Oh, hey, but hey, Kevin, I'm gonna throw this on you. Okay, we didn't talk about this before we went live because we were talking about a bunch of other stuff.
Yes.
Can I get you to pull up the comments from the last video?
Yeah.
Because I feel like we really need to go over those while we still have comments, folks. By the way, great work, YouTube, FTC. You guys are great. We really appreciate everything you do.
Oh my.
Oh wait, no, we don't.
Oh my. That was
listen.
That was some shade. Bricksmith shade.
There, how about there? That one. Do better. By the way, Kevin, I'm still waiting for last week's picture too.
I know. I'm aware.
I just want to put you out there on blast.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I got it up.
You knitting that sweater? No, I'm sorry.
What?
I said, "What were you busy knitting that sweater?"
I love this sweater.
This it looked like you look like a not a longshoreman, but like the fisherman cabin guy.
So you want to know? All right. Okay. So you saying that?
Yeah.
Here's what's funny. I'm in Connecticut. Everybody, surprise!
Yeah.
It's freezing again, and it's going to be winter for the next 8 months. And so I needed some new sweaters because my sweaters, as Julian knows, and as a lot of you guys that see on streams, I wear a lot of sweaters. And so I burn through them. They start to like get all messed up and disintegrated at the hands, and they just get, so I got to get new ones. So I needed to buy a new sweater. So I was at Target, and something caught my eye from across Target. And I said, that looks exactly like the sweater that minifig captain in the old fisherman store wears in the Lego set. Like, I mean, exactly. Yeah. And I walked over to it and I pulled it up on my phone and I'm like, hot damn, that's like the same damn sweater. And I said, I'm going to try that sweater on. So I went and I tried it on. I was like, I'm going to buy this sweater. I bought it because it looked exactly like
nice.
And it was funny because then I wore this a couple times at Brick Fair, New Jersey. And Abby from Abby Dabbles,
of course,
came over to me and she's like, do you realize your sweater looks exactly like the old fisherman from and I'm like, I know it does. So, yeah. All right. So that being said, I have
Abby, if you guys don't know who Abby Dabbles is, go to abbydabbles.com and go ahead and purchase as much as you possibly can. Fill up it. I think she ships. If not, see you at the show.
And I have a set that she sells for.
Abby sells seashells by the
seashore. So if you're a Legend of Zelda fan, she does have a Link model that I designed that she sells, and I do get a percentage of the sales back.
I've got it. It's a good build. There's only one spot in the directions where I was like, huh?
A little hung up, yeah.
It's because of my eyes, not because of the directions.
All right, so
having to read the things because my eyes aren't working today.
Yeah, so I got the comments up.
Oh boy,
are we ready?
You have no idea.
With bated breath.
Oh, I'm so excited.
So Brick Blaze
Blaze
said, I will let the world know my plan for the future very soon.
Yeah.
I'm not concerned with losing monetization since I'm not monetized. Yeah. However, I'm very concerned with losing comments.
That's the comment part sucks. I was talking with another AFOL and we thought possibly there's a way around it as long as we just turn off the monetization. But then I had another conversation with another AFOL and they're like, that's not going to work because, folks, I don't need no money. Let me do this hobby that I love to do.
Gotcha.
They can't stop me from making videos or content or whatever. Yep. We'll get it figured out. The comments, it's like this. We may just have an Instagram page where you can go comment on the videos. Whoops, I said that out loud.
I didn't. All right, so here's the next comment we have from Ken Marlowe Bricks.
All right.
Ken says, I have forgotten the storyline. Get back on it.
Cheers. For that, Kevin, let's make it another 3 weeks. No.
Welcome to the intro episode.
There you go. No, boo.
No, we're not doing that. Bricks Ninja says, I still aim to post family-friendly content.
Yeah.
YouTube can't break me. Fist pumping emoji.
Yes.
Because in the end, Lego is a kid's brand, not a toy or a sophisticated interlocking brick system. We can stay connected with the community on Instagram or Facebook still.
Sure.
And I think he edited the comment after and said, I just got to the end. Great minds. So I think we said what he said near the end of it. We have a comment from our friend Jude 20.
Nice. Good dude.
Dude said, okay, good one, guys? ? Keep up the good work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 exclamation points. I particularly like the question mark after good one, guys.
That's always
good one, guys.
Is it? Okay. I feel like it was a good one.
It was a good one. Brick Hive says, great discussions. We got 2 thumbs up and a happy face.
Sweet. Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
Shy Time says, build all the modulars. So that was a
reference to your 24-hour. Yeah.
Yep.
So hold on. Are you going to build? Are you going to build them all?
I mean, I probably won't have time, but I'm going to crack open as many sets as I can.
I mean, you should probably hit the modulars. I would do that.
So my thought right now is at least 1 modular, and I think I want to do 1 vehicle. I don't know what that is. Maybe Aston Martin or the Ferrari.
Oh, you want to do the big boys? Okay.
So I want it.
Do you have the motorcycle? Do you have the
no? Not yet. Not yet. So I'm thinking 1 modular, 1 vehicle.
Okay.
And then 1 of the 3 idea sets I have, either Voltron, Old Fisherman's Store, or the Apollo.
Well, wear the sweater and do the Old Fisherman's Store.
I think right. Maybe that's the solution.
That's it. Yeah,
I could go buy one. So, yeah. So that's thank you for your comment, Shy Time.
Yeah.
Brick Bunnies TV wrote out the word hashtag. It's not about me.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. And then we have a wonderfully long comment from Bricks on the Dollar. So I will read this.
Hold on. For all your responses to this video, go ahead and send them to this, go to this website.
So, all right, here we go. Everybody get ready. If you have been prepared. Be prepared. If you have been profiting off of content made for kids, you are in the wrong. I'm not sorry if your income is taken away. You should have diversified your brand. Relying solely on AdSense is not a business plan. I see a lot of people who, if unmonetized, are quitting video production. These people should never have been producing videos in the first place, as they were clearly in it for the wrong reasons. I hear AFO Man is quitting because he can't make money from it. Good riddance. This is the wrong attitude and something the community does not need. I am confident that my videos are not for children. Hell, I even say none for the kids in the videos. If there are certain types of videos of mine from the past that need to be taken down, then I'll take them down. I will still be producing the same amount of videos, which isn't many, monetized or not. Amen. Do you really think I'm making these single-digit view soda videos for a paycheck? Question mark. So, thank you.
Yeah, that is one of the most entrepreneurial persons I know in the world.
Yep.
If there is a way for him to diverse, he diversed.
Yeah.
He does it all. And he does it with a smile on his face. And he gives us what we want every time.
Yeah.
There has never been a flop. There have been some that where we're like, okay. But never any gone, oh, this is dumb.
He's not afraid to try. And that's what's really important.
Yeah. So
thank all of you guys for your comments.
Well, that was it. That was the last one.
That's all. That's all the comments from last week.
Heck yeah.
And so I think unless you have any objections, I think I'm going to continue the story as per Ken Marlowe Bricks demanded.
Don't forget, Kaz demanded it 2 weeks before that.
That's right. Actually, all the people in general. I'm sure Reed gave up weeks ago.
I haven't seen a comment for Reed, so I don't think he's watching us anymore.
He's given up. Reed, if you're listening and you're watching, remind us that you're still there by putting something in the comments while we still have them.
Yeah.
And
collecting, we're starting at the 15-minute mark, so we're not as deep as we used to be. So Kevin's actually going to get some of the story in, but I don't even remember where Kevin was. I think he was somewhere in Denmark. No.
Well, I mean, that's probably not a bad guess. Last time we were talking about this, it was in the 2015 time frame, and we were talking about how Keith, who was my boss at the time, was actually convinced to find me help as a community manager responsible for the Americas. And there was a little bit of a stall on that. He was like, all right, I'm going to need more time. But he had told me, and I very much remember leaving on the big cliffhanger, is I think I have a solution and we'll talk about it later. So what in the world was that solution? What did he find? So it turns out that he had been working with customer service. So customer service, here we'll get into some Lego facts for our viewers that are, always on the edge of their seat for those.
Oh yeah.
Lego customer service is still in-house. It is Lego employees. They are either based in Enfield, Connecticut or Slough in the UK. Those are the two. Slough. SLOUGH.
My God.
Those are the two call centers. They handle pretty much the world. I think when I was on my way out, they were in the process of starting an Asian call center. I don't know if that's happened yet or not, but the North American one, the Enfield call center, which I'm pretty sure I've talked about before, can have in peak season, which is holiday, as many as 200 employees.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And normally I think sits around 50 to 80, somewhere in that range.
Oh, hey, Kevin.
Yeah.
You didn't tell anybody where they could find you on the internet.
Ooh, intro. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the intro. So, hey, guys watching, guys and gals, friends, Lego friends. Hi. Welcome to Forever Sorting. You've been listening for 17 minutes, and we appreciate it. If you have any interest in following me outside of this awesome program, you can find me online at my website, which is kevinahinkle.com. You can find me on social media at Mr. Kevin Hinkle. I do appreciate the likes and follows there. If you want to follow just my artwork as a freelance artist, you can find me at Mr. Hinkle Draws. In addition to that, I produce a comic series for Lego fans called Bricks in the Middle. You can find that at bricksinthemiddle.com or online at BITM Comics on social media. We also have shirts. You can buy. It's Christmas time, folks.
Jingle bells.
You can buy either a Bricks in the Middle shirt off the Bricks in the Middle website, or you can buy one of the Lego shirts I've designed with Clutch from Bricks on the Dollar. We just talked about earlier at the comments. If you go to bricksonthedollar.com, you can find direct links to the Amazon store, which is where I have where we have older Lego inspired shirts that I made through our monthly subscription service. And also, if you sign up before the end of this month, before the end of November, you'll get our last monthly subscription. So that's where, you just put your credit on file and then you just get them shipped to your door. So that will be concluding at the end of this year. But there'll still, of course, be all the shirts on Amazon. Yeah. The design has not been unveiled yet.
Oh,
I'm not even halfway done with it. I'm like a fourth of the way done with it. It is on my list to finish up today or tomorrow. Nice. But I think it's a fun one. I think it's one of those ones that is not like hardcore, like deep cut, a full knowledge.
Yeah.
But it's one that's like kind of fun. And like, if you were standing across the room, people would be like, oh, Lego. Like it's one of those designs.
I gotcha.
So look for the teaser of that very, very soon.
Nice.
So all of that out of the way. Thank you for the reminder. So customer service.
Right.
There are real people that work for Lego that answer the phones. Now, the only exception to this, because I know over the years, people have been like, oh, Lego probably outsources their call center like every other company.
Sure.
That being said, the peak holiday season, when we're like, the last few weeks before Christmas, when things get insane for a toy retailer, they do have what they call an overflow center. So the hours are extended at both the call centers in the US and in the UK. They're also staffed super heavy. So they're now like up to 200 people on each call center. In addition to that, they will have an overflow outsourced call center. I believe it's actually in Florida, if I recall correctly. I don't remember where, but I do remember that every year some of the trainers from customer service would have to fly down to Florida and train the overflow center.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I wonder where that is. I wonder if it's old Bricksmith coming in. Hey, everybody! Like, I heard you're the call center. It's like, I want you to fix this problem. So Keith, my boss at the time in the community department, had been speaking with the manager and director for the consumer services area of Lego. Because surprise, everybody wants to work for the community department. Like, the community department probably still has this very glamorous appeal. To the untrained eye, both internally and externally, it looks like a job made in heaven. It is the dream job.
But little did they know.
Little did they realize. But I mean, I'm sure people that have been watching and listening to this program from the beginning, they're like, wow, a lot of things that Kevin has said has not like tarnished it, but like brought reality to the role. Yeah. And people just, over the years, lost track of how many people are like, oh, you just have the dream job. And it's like, I really don't. But, people just assume you talk to fans all day. You don't really have to do anything at the office except talk to more fans. You get to travel on the company's dime to every convention you'd ever want to go to. And it's just like, that's just a fraction. And then the pressure at those is astronomical. Yeah. But that aside, a lot of people in customer service really want to be in the community team. Sure. Now, people that work in customer service in general really want to get out of there. They see, and I don't say that necessarily in a negative way, but a lot of people perceive customer service as a entry point into the company. Yeah. So like, oh, I want to work for Lego doing X, Y, or Z, but this is my way in the door. So they get in, they spend a couple of years working there, maybe even less. And then they go, okay, now how do I get out of customer service and get into the broader organization? And so a lot of times they're putting together, development plans for themselves and how they can branch out. And community team is always on the top of the list for so many of them. I at one point remember different personal team leaders would reach out to me and say, hey, I've got a so-and-so who's been with our department for 2 years and he's expressed interest in working for the community team. Could you maybe take 30 minutes or an hour of your time and talk about what you do? And I'm like, okay. That's at a point that started happening like every week. Oh, wow. And I'm like, oh my goodness. And I always did it. Because I thought encouraging other Lego employees, especially entry level, because customer service is entry level, just like working as a sales associate in a store. I thought those are the people that are critical to keep and bring in and bring up into the business, because that's good. Yeah. It's better to have people that have gone through the ranks and they know what's realistic than just always hiring from outside. Yeah. I get that there's a goodness to hiring from outside too, but I feel to a degree. But so I always prioritized it, but it got to a point where it was like almost every week. And I was like, oh, all right, who am I? And I remember asking them, I said, hey, could you do me a favor and just like, I don't know, round up everybody that wants to talk to me about the job, and maybe I can have a group session every week. There you go. And we did that for a while too. It got to a point where like every 2 weeks, I would have like a lunch meeting with about 5 to 6 consumer service representatives that all had an interest in my job. And that was okay. So some, long-term relationships, like friend relationships, built out of those, including one that I'm still friends with today. And we're both members of Conlug, and I just saw him at the holiday party a couple days ago.
Oh yeah, how'd that go? Did you have a good time?
It went pretty good. It went pretty good.
That. That's another whole episode. I didn't even know you were doing that. I forget it was now, huh?
It was, yeah. So we it's not a terribly long tangent, but in our Con Lug here in Connecticut, ever since we formed back in 2011, our founding date, I did this on purpose. I was one of the co-founders. Was November 1st, 2011. So it could be 11/1/11. That was on purpose.
Why did you do 11/11/11?
How dare you?
Nerd.
It felt right at the time.
I got
you. So we had decided even all the way back then that everybody is just so incredibly busy in December for their own family, their own holidays, work, whatever. Yeah. And so we had decided we will never meet in December because ain't nobody got time for that. So from then on, every year up until present, the November meeting has been treated as the holiday meeting because that is the last meeting of the year before we meet again in January.
I imagine it also helps for those folks who don't just celebrate Christmas or celebrate Hanukkah or just celebrate Kwanzaa.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of good positives about doing it that way. And I mean, it's never changed. So it clearly it works. And so every November we have our holiday meeting, and it has actually gotten better and better every year. As the club has grown, new members have things that they can contribute to it. So for example, one of our members, their extended family owns a restaurant. Nice. So like we get this restaurant will shut it. Well, I don't think it's actually open on Saturdays. So we get to like have free range of this restaurant that's reserved for us.
Very nice.
That was cool. A couple years ago, we finally started providing food. Like in the first couple years, like, oh, let's bring cookies or whatever. And then over the years, it's become like a big thing where we actually have a catered meal. Nice. So we have a catered lunch/dinner. There's a couple rounds of food. And there's also it's not free alcoholic drinks, but free drinks. They have a cash bar if you wish to buy alcohol. And we do a lot of games. We have a lot of fun. We do Dirty Brickster, which is like, you bring a gift and you can either steal or open a new gift.
I like it.
I think it's one of the more fun games there is. We do a lot of like hands-on speed building and blind build and all. Like we just have a lot of fun. So that was for us. That was last Saturday.
Sorry everybody.
No, these are the best tangents because it provides more information. Yeah. So that was happening, and Keith was talking to the people in charge of customer service, and he said, "Hey, I understand that there's a lot of people in your area of the business that are interested in our area of the business. It just so happens I have an employee who's underwater and needs help. Is there anything that can be done?" And I have to give him credit. I would have never thought about entertaining a conversation like that.
Yeah.
And they came up with an agreement which they would find somebody in customer service who genuinely had an interest in our area of the business, didn't have quite a packed schedule, and could spend one day a week with me, helping me kind of unbury out of the work. But also in that same process, they're learning about our area of the business. So it kind of checks their box for having a personal development plan and learning about another area of the business.
So did you just have one, or did you have one different one every day?
It was just one in general. So
one person, 1 day a week.
No, one person for as long as it's going to be. For 1 day a week for however long that duration is going to be.
Oh, okay.
And so I didn't have anything to do with like a selection process or anything like that. There was no application.
Oh, you just had to take the crap that they didn't want.
Well, I was just like, give me somebody. I don't care.
Okay.
And so Keith worked with the manager or the director of the area, and then he fed that down to his leaders, saying, "Hey, does anyone want to have interest in this?" And so it eventually being I'm like, what are these noises?
Don't mind me.
So I was eventually passed on somebody that was going to be dedicated 1 day a week to helping me just do what I was doing. So that person was the super awesome girl named Kristen.
Nice.
And she's still there. She's still a Lego. And a lot of people in the community probably will remember that name because she was very involved. And she was doing, I don't want to say like the busy work, but I'm like, what can I easily hand off to someone else that doesn't have to be deeply invested in this?
Yeah.
And so that was usually like the lug support stuff and the event support stuff. So that was like the physical packing of boxes and shipping them out to the groups.
And she loved it.
Well, she did actually. She thought it was like the best thing in the world because she loved having, when I passed that off to her, I passed the whole thing off to her.
Oh wow!
So I said, like, you'll need to talk to the ambassador. You'll need to, touch base with the club.
But she was so in your eyes from jump, she was competent.
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%.
Good deal.
100%. She was excited. She wanted to be a part of it. And I mean, I wasn't too concerned because I'm like, anybody that works in customer service is going to be A+ anyway.
Yeah.
Because they're the people that are on the front lines every day. And so she came in, she took over, and she did awesome. And she loved talking with all the fans. Of course, they were very excited because they're like, "Who is this?" I remember a lot of emails coming in from ambassadors like, "Kevin, I don't know who called me, but who is that?" And so I eventually had to like make a post saying, "Dear community, we have gotten an arrangement from somebody from customer service that will help me 1 day a week. Please don't be alarmed. But also, please understand, this is not somebody in the community department. This is someone helping me learn about this area."
Right.
Because people were like, "Oh, we got a new community manager." I'm like, no, we didn't.
Oh, we didn't.
No.
Simmer down now.
Simmer down. But she did an awesome job. She very quickly understood what it was that she had to do, and she started making improvements. She's made a suggestion, which is like to pre-pack boxes in the warehouse, which I'm like, that is a good idea. Like, because we'd have like just an assortment of things, of product that we would bulk up every year, and we would use this to support lugs, to support shows that the lugs are driving, and it would be themes that we have a fairly good idea that fans like them.
Yeah.
So we're like, all right, creator. They like creator. Let's get a lot of creator stuff. Let's get modular buildings. Let's get Lego idea sets. We would, stick to things that we knew were kind of like safe bets. We would usually always go for like the one, overly boy theme and then one overly girl theme. So you'd have like, let's get a bunch of city stuff. And let's get a bunch of friends stuff. And so she was like, can we pre-pack boxes? So instead of like, picking an assortment per show, we'll have like a box ready. It'll be like a lug support box, and we'll pick out an assortment in it, and then we just replicate that 100 times. And I'm like, yes, we can. That's a good idea. So we did it. Oh, look at this over here, folks. That's A+ content right there. Julian has decided he's bored with the story, so he's going to make a phone call real quick. So we decided to make these pre-packed boxes, and we use them for.
Did you not want me to talk to Jamie Brick Jams?
I don't know what you're doing.
That's why the screen went the other way, because I could wave at Jamie, so he knew I was talking to him.
Very good. There you go. Shout out.
Told me it's most important, but I said I'm literally in the middle of a recording right now, and he's like, "Oh, I'll call you later."
All right, bye. Jamie Brick Jams, write down in the comments that you saw that your live phone call. We're gonna be waiting for it.
Oh, he'll do it eventually.
All
no,
right.
he might not. He might make it into January, but he's gonna watch. He
go.
listens. So Jamie wears T-shirts with pockets on them. I'm sorry, tangent. And he puts his phone in there and he turns on the show.
Yeah.
And then he listens while he works the entire day. The Lego community keeps Jamie going.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm out.
I'm out and out.
Sorry, guys.
So yeah, we made these pre-packed boxes, and again, to kind of get you guys in the context, I'm still the one and only community manager for the Americas. Keith is on a quest now because I have successfully convinced him I need help, and so now he's trying to convince Tormid, the director of this department, still there today, that we need to get somebody hired on, and I don't need to know how that was going to go on because I'm like, I need to focus on my job. And that's when Kristen came in, and she was helping me kind of day to day with some of the more operational stuff. So we made these pre-pack boxes. It was a great idea. We ended up using that system all the way until I left. We kept that system for years of having like preset boxes. And we eventually kind of like finessed it over the years. So eventually it became like we would change the assortment twice a year. So we'd have like a first year box and a first half year box and a second half year box. So, I mean, if you're a lug and you did 3 shows in the first half of the year, yeah, all 3 of your boxes will be identical. But it was better than the system we had before. Because I mean, even just packing a box, can you imagine like every time you have to ship a box, you need to go out there and pick what you want to put in the box. And we do this. Do they like this one? I don't know. Does that group like it's just yes, it's nice, but it's a huge waste of time. And when you take anything and scale it up to the size of the American market, it just blows every formula always breaks every time. We're like, oh, we can do it this way. And it's like, that'll work great. Will it work for 107 lugs? Like, like that was like my question every time. I was like, that's a really great system. I understand that'll work really well in Europe with 30 lugs. Will that work in America with 107? It's like, no. So streamlining it worked really well. And that was something that she presented. I was able to get her to a show eventually. That was a whole can of worms because nobody wanted to pay for it. That was the thing. So she had been helping me out for many months. And I said, hey, you know, you're getting to learn about this part of the business and the lugs and the shows. It'd be great if you actually went to one. And I know that it's like pie in the sky to imagine that Lego could afford money to buy you a plane ticket. But but there are shows that are drivable. So at this time, I was like, you know, you've got Brick Fair, New Jersey, and you've got Philly Brick Fest, and you've got Brick Fair, New England. So you've got these 3 shows that are like within a 5-hour, 6-hour driving radius. I said, let's try to get you to one of those. So she was, approval is a funny word. Both sides, I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm not there now. Both sides. I mean, this is kind of amazing. Both sides
need to know.
Both sides, community and customer service, both just loved the idea of her going out to a show and experiencing it. Sure. They're like, absolutely. Both sides said she can only go if the other side pays for all the expenses related to it. So customer service said she can only go if the community department pays for her, reimburses her for her mileage, pays for her registration fee, pays for her meals while she's there. And so both sides was expecting the other side to pay for it. Right. Wow. And we just went in circles for a couple of weeks. So I eventually told her, I said, look, just go, book it all. I'm going to be there with you because this was a show I was already planning to be there. I was like, I will be there with you. And when it's all said and done and you file your expense report, just throw my cost center on there. All right. We're not going to ask anybody. We're just going to move ahead because you know what? This is another one of those instances where Lego's all like, no, no, no. But when it comes time, when the moment arrives, no one's even going to notice. And they're just going to walk right by. And you know what happened? Nobody even noticed.
Yeah.
Because everybody was all so concerned about how much money that was going to cost for her to go. And I think the total amount, her mileage reimbursement, her meals, her registration I think we're talking like, I think $600. I think.
That's not that bad.
Because she didn't even stay in a hotel. She had family that was there.
Oh.
And so, because she ended up going to Brick Fair, New Jersey. That was the one that we picked.
Yeah.
And it worked for her time-wise and all that. It was also like right before like peak season started. So it was like a perfect time for her to like break away.
Mm-hmm.
And so she stayed like, I think with her mom or uncle or something. So like Lego didn't have to pay for her hotel, but I'm sitting there going like, this is the stuff that drives me crazy is like, we're all sitting here getting torn up in knots about $600.
Yeah.
And yet things around us are on fire and nobody cares.
Like what?
Well, we've already talked about some of those things on fire, but just like there's major issues. There's major issues. And it's like, this is the thing we're going to complain about. So yeah, it came time. We took care of that. And then she did the expense report. She put our cost center on it. Nobody ever even said anything. It was just done. And of course, then it was a line item. And yes, my cost center paid for it. The community team paid for it.
Yeah.
And then when it was all said and done, and those had to go to a person. Like a person had to see those expense reports and approve it.
So what you're saying is that, the last show you went to was this X amount of dollars, and then this one was $600 more, and they're like, "Oh, that's fine. Kevin's just being decadent."
Yep. I mean, it's like that's it. It's just like nobody, whatever.
It's work.
So yeah, she did that, and that was Brick Fair, New Jersey, I guess 2015. We can consult the great Flickr archive.
What's a Flickr?
What is a Flickr indeed?
It never gets old.
It doesn't.
Maybe for you.
It logged me out. Does it remember my password? Hopefully it does. It does. All right. So yeah, and she did awesome. She was really, really personable with the people that she spoke with. All of the ambassadors and the show owners, because she eventually started talking a little bit with like Todd from Brick Fair and Chad from Brickfest and Brian from Brick World. I was still like keeping that relationship because there's a lot more stuff that we did with the conventions, but she was doing some of the more basic logistical, like, oh, your event earns this many prizes. I'm going to ship that to you. So I just wanted to talk to you and confirm your address.
Yeah.
So that was Brick Fair, New Jersey. At some point, I don't know.
No. Kevin doesn't know everybody.
Where is it?
Bless his heart.
It's not 2014. Maybe it is. It can't be.
No.
It can't be 24. It can't be 2014 because 2014 was year of the Lego Movie. And she's there. Okay.
What year?
2014. October 2014.
The year that everything was awesome.
The year everything is awesome. I think I can share my screen, right?
Oh yeah.
Let me
they're gonna
share.
See me. They're gonna see me again. And remember, when you share your screen on here, you're still on the screen, so don't pick your nose.
Okay, can you see? Whoops.
Can you see? There you go. Who are we looking at?
So this is at Brick Fair, New Jersey. Apparently 2014. I guess I was off. And so this is Kristen here on the left.
Okay.
And this is a fan. I don't remember her name, but she built the castle right behind her.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. And we took this photo because I said, I love that you came dressed up like an appropriate outfit for your castle.
Oh, really?
What? Yes.
What's an appropriate outfit?
Like elf. She had like ears.
Oh, she was
she had a cape.
Do you guys want me to be a elf?
Yes.
Okay.
If you had like a pink set of armor.
I don't.
Okay. And yes, obviously, if you didn't know, that's me on the right. So
that's super healthy, Kevin, right there.
That was I was doing okay. Doing all right back then.
You're doing just fine, sir.
All right. I'm gonna turn that was the one photo.
Okay.
That was my so here's another talking about like just work and stress
and
all that kind of stuff. Here we go. Here's where we get I'm gonna give you guys a smidgen of personal just so you guys know that Kevin is also a human being.
Kevin is not a human being.
I'm a robot.
He is a Lego rock star god.
I'm a minifigure.
Yeah.
When I was like, remember, we talked about how like Torment, I hit like an all-time low and I was on the downslide.
If I had to deal with Torment every day, I'd have an all-time low as well.
Yeah. And I mean, the community, I'm not going to sit there and turn around and be like, hey, everybody, I'm getting screwed over every day. Can you please have sympathy for me?
Right.
I'm not going to do that. Like I'm going to do my job. And so the community is also just hammering me every day with whatever.
Yeah.
Stuff that I have no control over, but I have to be the mouthpiece for the company and explain. And it got to a point, where I was, pretty upset, pretty mentally exhausted. And I don't want to say depressed, but definitely in a funk. And so
that feeling.
And I started doing research. I'm like, is there anything I can do? And of course, everyone's like, you could quit your job. Like, well, I mean, I like money too. And I like health insurance and dental insurance.
And the job itself is not the problem.
And the job is not the problem. But so one of the things I remember reading was, leaning more into your health. And I was like, okay. And I mean, it's something I've struggled my whole life with weight and all that junk, just like most people have. And I mean, just go through my photos. You can see the roller coaster I've been on. And so that was at a time, and my wife's always been a huge supporter because she's always been extremely healthy. And it's like, oh, you should do this. And so I started like going to the gym every day. And so I would go to the gym before I went to the office. It was actually like, I think back now and I'm like, how on earth did I do this? But I would wake up every day around 4. And this was at a point when my wife was actually at this point in our lives, she was working at Dunkin' Donuts.
Okay.
And so she was an assistant manager of a Dunkin' location. Dunkin' opens like at 5.
Yeah.
So they have to be there like at 3. I think her shift started at 3, where she would have to like make the donuts.
My God, just thought about the fact that my wife worked at Dunkin' Donuts. That is just about the sexiest thing I've ever heard.
Is that okay? So so she did. And so
all them donuts,
all the donuts.
My God, I can't right now.
All the donuts.
I might hashtag all the donuts.
All the donuts. Yeah.
And here, folks, I live in the deep. I'm sorry, Kevin. Tangent. I live in the deep South. However, I do eat Krispy Kreme. Dunkin' has my heart.
Oh yeah, Dunkin' for sure.
All day.
All day.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. So so she was gone. Like I wake up at 4, she's already gone. So I would wake up at 4 and I would get myself ready. And I would go to the gym when the gym opened at 5.
Wow.
So I'd be there right when the gym opens up for the day. And I would be there for usually about an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
And I would usually do like an hour either on the treadmill or an hour on the elliptical. And then I would do weights for the whole rest of the time.
Yeah.
And it was great. And I like when I was there, everything else was gone. I was like, I don't need to think about bullshit, you know? But that being said, and for those of you guys that have been listening to this program, you remember I mentioned this. I would usually, at least when I'm on like the elliptical or the treadmill, I would just like watch something. I would want to watch something. And so a lot of times I would bring up like Lego YouTube streams or things. Mm-hmm. Just to, I'm not like, that wouldn't bog me down.
Yeah.
Like not like work would.
Right.
But I'd be like, oh, let's see what the fans are doing. And so I'd watch like live streams. And I mean, that's a little bit how like I knew who Bricksmith was. I never spoke to him, but I'm like, oh yeah, there's a guy. He wears a bucket on his head.
You know who I am, everybody.
I was like, I know a guy that wears a bucket on his head that I've seen on YouTube a couple times.
Yeah.
And if you like Lego stuff, you're going to see all these Lego people in your recommended feed.
Yeah.
And so I would do that sometimes too. Like I didn't consider that like work. But so like that was really great for me. It's like 2 hours every morning, like not messed up with work. Yeah. And obviously the good effect was I got very healthy. Let's say that's good. And here we are today. So, but that lasted for a good while. That actually lasted up until like, I don't know, things like really got off the rails the last year or so. And I've actually still been very much struggling to get back on that.
Don't worry about it. You look great.
Well, thank you.
Hey.
But yeah, there was for like a good solid, like 2 years, I think maybe a year and a half.
Yeah.
Monday through Friday, folks, Monday through Friday, hour and a half to 2 hours every morning. I was there when the gym opened at 5.
Did you eat donuts?
No, I didn't. There was a lot of junk I didn't eat.
Oh.
I got rid of soda.
Wow. So
I started drinking water, only water and coffee. And that's still what I drink. I only drink water or coffee. I only drink soda if it's a social thing.
Yeah.
And usually even then,
yeah,
if it's a social thing and everyone's drinking alcohol, which I don't drink.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of pressure, like, Kevin, drink with us. I'll usually have a soda.
I didn't. Hold on now. Oh. In April.
Yes.
At Philly Brick Fest.
Yes.
The Red Brick District.
Yes.
I didn't see you partake in any alcohol or soda.
I had a soda.
Did you? I didn't even. Did you feel pressured? Because
I mean, a little bit. And here's the deal. In Anybody out there, people watching, if you're one of them, comment.
Yeah.
If you're a person who doesn't drink or has never had a drink, the very act of being in an environment where everyone's drinking, it's exhausting because everyone goes, "Why aren't you drinking?" And you have to answer that question. And it's not like nobody's being rude. Nobody's being rude.
Okay, because those is like, here, have a beer, Kevin.
Yeah, you did that a couple times.
Yeah.
And nobody's being rude at all. Yeah. But the thing is like, you get tired of saying, no, I don't drink. Like you say it over and over and over and over, and you just get sick of saying it. And because usually, again, there's always exceptions. Usually when you say, I don't drink, the next question is, well, then why? And then you have to sit there and you're like, do I really want to have a 10-minute conversation with everybody about I don't drink and here's why? So here's another trick is I get the soda because then everyone thinks it's a drink that I'm walking around with. And they're like, oh, we don't need to bother him about alcohol because he's got a drink in his hand.
There you go.
And so, like I said, it's not a big deal, but it's just like, that'll be usually when I have soda. And I don't mind. It's
you guys let me know live if I am pressuring you to drink. I won't do it again. Now, I mean, no. I know there was at least 2 other people there that I personally know who don't drink.
Yeah.
And even though, if I get drunk enough, I'll forget.
It's fine. It happens.
But I don't want
so good.
I don't want to be the reason why you're not having a good time.
Yeah, you won't. Don't worry.
Also, don't be the person that you're like, oh, this is the 85th time.
It's I mean, here's the thing. We actually we used to take this back to work. We used to joke about this. Kim Thompson, we talked about him last time.
Yeah.
We used to joke because Keith, my boss at the time, always forgot that I don't drink. I mean, like ludicrously forgot.
Oh, well,
and this is my boss, right? Like we spend a decent amount of time talking to each other.
Sure.
Anytime he's in town, which he's my boss, he's got to come to town at least 3 or 4 times a year.
Yeah.
I have to go to Billund 3 or 4 times a year.
Yeah.
We're gonna be in the same scenario a lot. And it is very customary in Lego, especially when in international teams, when people are together, you go to dinner together. That's what you do.
Yeah.
It's a very corporate culture thing. And so every time we'd be sitting there at dinner, and I swear, I thought it was a joke.
Oh, dear.
Because after like 5, 6, 7, it just kept happening. And I'm like, this is a joke. Because I'd be sitting there and he would always order a beer. I'll take a beer. And I'd be like, I'll have, whatever, water, or I'll have soda. And it was like, I really thought I was in the Twilight Zone. And he'd be like, Kevin, you don't want a beer? I'm like, no, I don't drink, Keith.
Well,
and he'd go, really? Why is that? And I'm not kidding, guys. Over and over and over and for like a year. And like, so it got to the point where Kim would always joke. He would start like, cause he thought it was funny as hell.
Well,
and so when we were at dinner together,
yeah,
and we would start taking the drinks, and he'd be like, Kevin, you want a beer? And I'm like, no, Kim, I don't want a beer. And like clockwork, every time Keith would turn and go, you don't want a beer, Kevin?
What?
And I'm like, okay, is this a joke? Like, do you seriously?
I'll be honest with you, Kevin. After about the 2nd or 3rd time, I start making up a new story every time why I don't drink.
Right. And see, here's the thing. I'm pretty sure we've talked about this, haven't we, before on the program?
What's that?
Me drinking. I think we have.
Yeah, several times.
As you guys know, there's no like exciting reason.
No,
it's not like
there's no morsel of tidbit.
No. So there's like nothing to be gleaned. Yeah. But it was a joke. It was a joke for many years, even after Keith left Lego, where we'd be at dinner and Kim would be like, Kevin, you want a beer? And I'm like, no, Kim, I don't want a beer. Well, and he loved especially doing it in the company of other people because he knew, like clockwork, the other people be like, Kevin, you don't drink? And I'm like, Kim, how dare you? You have spawned the conversation every time.
I could see where drinking a Coca-Cola would definitely quell
the. It makes it easier.
Because I know that a rum and coke is great. So
yeah, see, it just makes it easier.
Yeah. And it looks just like a regular coke.
Right. So yeah. So
look at me and Bama and smell my drink. No.
There it is. So I think we're just under an hour today.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna end for today. We have advanced the story, folks.
We have moved.
And I continued the cliffhanger. So I do have somebody, Kristen from Consumer Services is helping me.
Thank God.
She is helping me with some of the logistical stuff. 1 day a week. That does very quickly turn into 2 days a week.
Oh, nice.
For the record, because even she recognized, she's like, this is a lot of work. I'm like, yeah, it is. I know. But so she's helping. We got her to out to a show. That was the only show. No, she was at one other one. She went back actually to Brick Fair, New Jersey, I think the next year.
Oh, nice.
Oh, and she did, because what's funny is they historically Brick Fair, New Jersey's always been on that Halloween weekend. So they always do a costume contest.
Yeah.
And so one year she dressed up as her minifigure business card. So we had minifigure business cards made for her. Normally Consumer Services would not have that.
Yeah, sure.
But we made, because she was helping me out. She'd helped me out for a year.
Yeah.
So we made her a batch, 200. And so she had one of herself. And so it has like the Lego logo on the torso and first and last name and the contact details on the back. So she had a shirt made up to look exactly like that. And they had like the same color pants. And so she went back to Brick Fair, New Jersey the next year, 2015, and dressed up like her minifigure business. That was her costume.
Nice.
And I was like, you understand how this works. Like you get this. So, but she was there. She was helping me. A lot of ambassadors will have memories of speaking with Kristen and getting the supplies from her that she would ship out.
Nice.
Still haven't gotten permanent help, but we're
happened.
The quest is happening somewhere. But yeah, we're still in the same time frame. That photo yanked me back out of the 2015 to 2016 to 2014, 2015 time frame. I was like, dang,
it's October.
Yeah, it's October though. It's almost the end of the year. But that's all I got for today, folks. Hopefully that was enough tangents and juicy morsels.
I feel like we did a little of everything on that one. That was nice.
Got a little bit of all.
A little bit of all of them. Cool stuff. That's Kevin.
Hello. And right over there is Julian.
For all of us here at Forever Sorting, to all of you at home, thanks for watching. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe while you can. Remember, you
got to save that YouTube.
You got to sort those bricks.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.